y'all. It's Sunday, it's Sunday, it's Sunday, it's Sunday, it's Sunday, it's Sunday. Making a video, darling, making a video. Actually in the middle of making a video right now. You gonna bless us with your presence or no? You gonna bless us? They probably want to see you anyways. It's Sunday. Hey y'all. I'm gonna treat this video like a live video. If you haven't looked in the description, it's gonna be a 3-part series. I think it's gonna take a lot of time to really address and to really dive deep in what that really means. What is a virtuous woman? Why is it so important? Why am I talking about it? And why has it not been the focus of this generation? You know, growing up, I used to hear that all the time. And I know a lot of old heads probably remember, you know, that being a heavy topic, you know, and that was really important that women of faith to be virtuous and to be considered a virtuous woman. Like, that was something really important for our culture. And, you know, even outside of the spiritual realm of it, because I know a lot of people, you know, aren't Christians, so they're thinking like, okay, well, how does this fit in with me? Or, you know, oh, you're just speaking that Christian talk. But being virtuous is a universal topic, kind of like just universal morals. They can just be applied to anybody and everybody. So, you know, I just think it's important. And that's how I grew up. And so, you know, I just want to get back to that. Like, being a virtuous woman, that was something that, you know, women of the generation before, seeing, you know, older women or whatever, is something that they prided themselves on, being virtuous. So being meek, being humble, being submissive is not so bad, you know, and having character, like, it was important back in the days. So we're in the times where the beauty, the outside beauty, like, is the focus. Like, people are putting so much time and effort into their outer beauty and not working on their inner beauty, right? So it matters to me when I'm dating as a lesbian. I look at the virtues of a person, the character of a person. And like I said before, I feel like we're in a society and the generation that we're in, we're so focused on the outer beauty that we lose focus on the most important thing, and that's the inner beauty, which is your virtues and your character. We are investing thousands and thousands of dollars into, you know, putting ass shots in your ass, and, you know, and you're molding your breasts and molding your face and trying to be more beautiful or feel more comfortable with yourself, or trying to be more presentable to whoever you're trying to, if you're, you know, you're lesbian, or if you're straight, you're trying to look good for them and for yourself. The most important part, if you're single and you're looking for somebody, the most important part is to focus on your inner self and to build yourself and build your character and focus on being virtuous, being the virtuous woman. And that way, you know, you'll offer more when it comes to the opposite sex. If you're straight or if you're a lesbian, you know, you can offer that, whereas just your beauty, and especially here in Atlanta, it's difficult dating, it's difficult finding someone. And what I've noticed is there's a lot of women that are actually taken, but then there's a lot of women that's left. A lot of the women that I meet that are left and that I come across, they lack the virtues of a virtuous woman. They don't have those virtues. And I think a lot of times the reason why so many people are single is that, you know, they lack things within. It's not necessarily that there's a lot of bad apples. Like, all guys aren't bad. So all women aren't bad. I just feel like there's a lack of accountability when it comes to single women. The moral of this video is just, you know, just bettering ourselves as far as being the best people we can be. And so one of the things I want to talk about is one of the virtues is meekness. Now, meekness, let me pull up the dictionary here. You know, I have my own version of what meekness means, but okay, so if you look it up, meekness is the fact or condition of being meek. And then it also has submissiveness. So, you know, a lot of people are afraid of the word submissiveness. So let me attack that later. Let me give you some synonyms of meekness. Okay, meekness can be also defined as humble, teachable, patient. Okay, those are just 4 synonyms. And so if we focus on those synonyms, humble, like humble is a big thing for me. When I think of being humble, I look at it in so many ways. And, you know, I think many people just think of humble as it relates to money and success and suffering. How they make it out in this world when they're suffering or going through. Are you humble? Or are you humble? Do you just go through it? So when I look at being humble, I think it more so of the patient side. How do I react to certain things? Am I easily to anger, or am I patient? Am I able to see am I able to see the other side of the fence? Or am I just so focused on my opinions or my thought process of how things should be handled? Because I believe that if we're humble, then a lot of times we'll take the eye out of a situation and look on both ends of the fence. And so to me, that's what humble means. And so humble not just applies to, you know, humble when you're suffering. Are you just grateful for the things that you have? A lot of times people think that's humble as being grateful, you know, when you're suffering or if you don't have something. Or they may think you're humble when you do have, and are you still the same person you were before? But to me, humble means a lot much more, and you can be humble by just taking the high road. So to me, that's where being humble comes in. And you know, that's especially important to me as a virtuous woman, and you know, the virtues that I pride myself on. And so, you know, that can be applied to relationships and in the dating world, and just being a virtuous woman, you know, especially with guys, and let me rephrase that, with men, they do, you know, they want somebody that's humble and not so easily to snap off, or, you know, I'm trying to find the best word to say it, but y'all know what I mean. Nobody wants somebody that always have to, you know, be snappy or mouthy. You know, meekness is very important. And so that's why I think that, you know, we as women, or we as people, we definitely need to proud ourselves and work on ourselves, on our ability of being humble. And, you know, going right into, I think I talked about patience, or being patient, when I was talking about humble. So patience is another big thing. Patience is so important to me. And, you know, through my experiences, I've always found out I tend to be the most patient person in the room. All right, you know that people say, don't be the smartest person in the room. So I feel like I'm always the most patient person in the room. From my experiences, I feel like because I have so much patience, I tend to attract people that have less patience towards me. And I don't know if that's a yin and a yang thing when it comes to balance in relationship, or balance when it comes to your friendships and things of that nature. So, you know, it's good and bad, but to me, like I said, from my experiences, I feel like I'm always meeting people that are impatient, and I'm always the one that's patient. So we just got to focus on, you know, our abilities to be patient, build up our patience muscle, proud ourselves on it. You know, as virtuous women and virtuous people, Patience is a big thing, because patience, without patience, I believe that you can't love. You can't love the way that you need to love. Patience is more than, you know, patiently waiting for money to come your way, or patiently waiting for success to come, or patiently waiting for your career to move the way you want to move. Like, just patience in life, and having patience and understanding, you know, when you're in the midst of certain situations. How do you react? How do you move? How is your attitude? How do you take things? Do you take them defensively all the time, or do you take them positively? Are you easy to anger? Are you easy to be petty? All of those things matters, you know, when you're trying to present yourself for a relationship. And you know, it's especially when you're trying to find love. I feel like, you know, you can X yourself out of a potential person, you know, just because of your lack of patience. So, you know, we just definitely got to focus on our patience, our level of patience, and we just got to definitely, you know, take it seriously. Patience is important. And one more virtue that I wanted to focus on, or do I want to talk about that virtue today? I think I already talked about it. Basically, I think temperance. I wanted to talk about temperance, but to me, temperance, it relates to humility and meekness, which are all in the same. Like, I think I'm just, for some reason, like, all of those things, they mean the same thing, really. Like, how is your temperament? How is your attitude? How how do you respond, and how do you react? That's very important. As virtuous people, we have to be very aware of our temperament. When you are out in the world, do you give off light? Do you give off love, or do you give off negative energy? Do you make people want to talk to you? Do you make people want to gravitate to you? Do you make people want to come to you for help? Do you make people want to get to know you? Do you make people smile when you come in contact with them? Are you this person that has anger issues? Do you have issues with being submissive? Oh, that goes back into just being submissive. Are you easily to be defensive? Are you easily to be offended? You know, all of those things they just make up being meek. And it's just important that we focus on these things, and just not focus on, don't just focus on being positive. Without virtues and without character, there's no way you can truly be positive. I hear a lot of people always saying, for some reason, because I feel like it has been this trendy word now, this just to say positive vibes, or just positivity only, and all of those things. If you truly want to be positive, then you have to definitely focus on your inside. And without that, you're just going to be saying words. Positivity is a word that, without character, it has no meaning. You can't ask for positivity if you're not exuding positivity yourself. We definitely got to focus on that. And today is more so like an introduction. So as next week, as we dive into it, we'll definitely dive a little bit deeper into some of the experiences that make us the way we are, and why we don't have certain virtues, because of our upbringing, or it's because we choose not to, or because we have these big walls up preventing us from being the virtuous people that we're meant to be. We were meant to be as people. We were meant to be loving. We were meant to be kind. And we have those capabilities. We just have to deprogram a lot of our upbringing and a lot of the walls that we have built from our experiences and our circumstances. I believe that, once we do that, and we knock down those walls, and our views and the notions that we have, I believe that, you know, we can be more virtuous as people. So anywho, just the introduction. It's been an awesome Sunday so far. I hope you guys have had an awesome Sunday. I just wanted to come through and I was trying to get Miss Nanique to bless y'all with her presence and her beautiful face, but she wouldn't get on today. So, you know, hopefully, you know, you guys leave some comments and we can hopefully get her on here next time. But I just wanted to, you know, dive. I didn't want to go all the way down, you know, into water, but I did want to touch I think I touched the surface just a little bit. So we'll dive a little deeper, and you guys have an awesome week.